With the fitness technology industry rapidly growing, it's important for us as consumers to understand what goes into fitness tracking. Two of the biggest fitness technology companies in the world that produce fitness watches are Fitbit and Garmin. This supplemental study aims to look at the Garmin Fēnix 5 and the Fitbit Versa 2, both best-selling watches for their respective companies, and compare their flight or floor trackers. Flight or floor are going to be interchangeable terms during the course of this presentation. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Javen Miguel, and this is the poster that I actually brought to Southwest ACSM earlier this October. I would like to thank the Office of Undergraduate Research for funding that trip and making that entire experience possible. As I mentioned, this study is supplemental to a validity study that I am also a co-author of, and this one primarily focuses on floors ascended. Essentially what we did was we took the Garmin Fēnix 5 and the Fitbit Versa 2, and with 8 participants we climbed flights of stairs with one of the watches on each wrist. There were a total of 9 trials consisting of climbing 1, 2, and 3 flights of stairs at 50, 75, and 100 steps per minute. So there were 2 factors that we looked into, one being amount of flights climbed as well as the speed at which you are climbing those flights. Now the amount of flights were recorded at the beginning and end of each individual trial. In essence, what we were trying to do was we were trying to see if each watch would show the correct amount of floors that we actually climbed. So we wanted to look at the estimated marginal means at the end of the data collecting process, and we wanted to just see if the amount of flights that we were climbing were the same amounts that were showing up on the watch. And the results that we found were astounding because over the 72 individual trials we ran, around 32 of the trials showed a significantly different number than what we actually climbed. For example, when it came to 3 flights at 75 steps per minute, the Fitbit Versa 2 was relatively close to showing 3 flights over the 72 trials. However, when it comes to the Garmin Fēnix 5, the estimated marginal mean showed that we were only climbing about 1.2 flights out of the 3, which is very worrying to think that for every 3 flights climbed, we were only climbing about 1 according to the Garmin Fēnix 5. So that's very worrying for people and their fitness journey if it comes to climbing flights of stairs. And alongside 3 floors at 75 steps per minute, 2 flights at 75 steps per minute, as well as 3 floors at 50 and 100 steps per minute, also had an estimated marginal mean that was far off from the correct amount of floors that we actually were climbing. What this tells us is that at higher speeds, these watches have more trouble reading the floors that are actually being ascended. One thing to note about these fitness watches is that nowhere on the Fitbit or Garmin websites does it show how flights are actually recorded. So there are definitely many different variables that we didn't add into this trial or into this study that we definitely could have, but we could save that for a later date. There are different factors such as connectivity, height, the amount of steps that go into how floors or flights of stairs are actually recorded. Now, when it comes to the statistical data, we had to adjust the key value when it came to t-tests because we had to run a repeated measure ANOVA. So rather than using a key value for the t-test at about 0.05, we actually had to divide by 9 for the amount of trials that we ran, and that came out to about 0.006, which came out to the key value that we used for the rest of this study. This is significant because after running all the trials, the statistics actually show that there isn't a significant difference in the estimated marginal means from reality to what the watches show. However, when you're taking it into a practical sense, a difference of about 1 to 2 flights for every 3 flights that you're actually climbing is a lot when you're taking it into account in your fitness journey. Now, what this study shows my team and I, and hopefully you, is that we should be more mindful of the products that we're actually buying when it comes to fitness technology. And flights and step count are definitely more of the underground features when it comes to flight trackers. Usually many people use it for heart rate or other more known features such as that. However, when it comes to going out and buying a $350 Garmin Fēnix 5, you should definitely make sure that you're assessing your goals and researching according to those goals. And that is the end of my talk. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to comment or message me, and I'll be glad to answer back. And I'm glad to be a part of the 2021 Office of Undergraduate Research Undergraduate Fall 2021 Symposium. Thank you.